everybody. David Graham alongside Justin Price, head football coach at Campbell County High School, coming to you from Papa John's Pizza. Coach, last Friday night you like to never got started, did you?
No, Powell came out with a lot of intensity, and we knew that we would get their best effort. They had a lot on the line. They were playing for a playoff spot, and they were playing for a lot of kids that had been injured or no longer with their team. So they came out fired up, but at the same time we came out and made some mental errors that we hadn't typically made. We dropped threw an interception there, had a couple of pre-snap penalties with false starts that we got to take care of, but kids responded well and found a way to get it done.
Now, was this the first time this year, and I'm glad to go back and look at the games, but I believe this was the first time that you guys hadn't scored in the first quarter.
I think it may have possibly, maybe against Anderson County, maybe, I'm not sure, but it's, we usually, most of the time, about 80% of the time when we get the ball, our first drive, we've driven down and scored. So it's, it's some uncharacteristic things, but, I give credit to Powell for that. They came out and disguised some things defensively, brought some corner blitzes and sacked Jeffers and things that we hadn't seen all year. But we adjusted there on the sideline by the second quarter. I felt like we were doing things a lot better.
Yeah, I was going to say, they threw everything, including the kitchen sink at you guys. But you know what? That's good because you guys going into the playoffs, it's good that you see different defenses like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The nature of our offense, teams can't play us like they do most people because we throw the ball so much, and I understand that. But it's a lot of times it's hard to prepare because you can do so many different things to defend the pass. So our, there's a lot of pressure on Jeffers and sometimes our offensive linemen to make sure that they're getting their checks right and that Jeffers reading the correct guys and finding those zones and throwing on time. But once he kind of got a feel for the game, you realize you saw him. I think he started out 3 of 7 and completed like 10 balls in a row after that. So he was he finally got in his groove. When he gets in his groove, he's special to watch.
Oh, he's hard to stop. Now, Coach, the game. Hal had just scored the 2 points to go ahead, and they was all having a big celebration. Everybody's going crazy in the stands and everything. Was there at any point there, did you feel like we might lose this game?
It's kind of funny with this team is you can tell a lot about a team by their body language. And when Powell got that, they faked the field goal, we went for 2, got up on us. I was up in the press box, and I just saw the kids walking to the sideline. Their eyes were up and they were still going.
Right.
They knew 48 seconds we could make this happen. And whether we'd have won or lost, that moment I was very proud of our program and our team, the way they were handling being down. We've not trailed a whole lot this year. We're used to playing in front, so it's it was a special moment for me to see those guys and how they responded. And obviously the next 2 plays were huge for us.
But I mean, and you say that last year you guys, if like Powell came back, you would have lost that game.
Yeah, it is. I think that's
how much things matured.
Yeah, the maturation of our program is we've won so many close games this year.
Right.
And I think when you're building a program, a lot of coaches have told me that usually the first year you lose big, the second year you lose close, the third year you're winning close, and then the fourth year you start winning big. But this year we've had some big wins, but at the same time we've had 3 or 4 where it's came down to the last 2 minutes, and our guys have found a way to win.
Right. Now, of course, Coach, I think, and I don't know if they keep stats on this, but I think you have ruined everybody's homecoming and senior nights this year, haven't you?
Yeah, we've been a part of a lot of those, and it's anytime you go there's a lot of distractions, and our kids handle all that so well. That's sometimes you think they're not focused because they don't pay attention to stuff like that, but they find a way every Friday night to make things happen and make us very proud as a coaching staff.
Now, turning our attention to this, the first round of the playoffs, you guys will play Gibbs. Are you going to throw anything at them different than what you did? Of course, you're going to make adjustments that, you played them before,
Right. Anytime you're playing an opponent twice, it's positive and negatives. The negative is they've seen you, they know your personnel now. But the positive is you can kind of see how they wanted to attack you. For us, defensively is so important this week. We got to make sure that we're playing very disciplined.
Stop that quarterback.
Yeah, we got to stop the dive, the quarterback sneaks, the pitches. And last time we played them, we didn't play very inspired. Right. I felt like we were coming off a big win against Oak Ridge, fall break, and our bye week was coming up. And,
right.
So our kids and a lot, and again, it reflects us as coaches. We got to make sure that they're ready to go. And it's been easy to get them motivated this week because there's a lot to play for.
Now, of course, now you played down there. Now, it's going to be an entirely different ball game for them because, I mean, at Gibbs, let's face it, it's a smaller school and everything. Of course, they had a packed house, but up at El Hope Dawson Stadium, that's a different animal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know, their facilities are they're neat. I like playing at Gibbs, a unique place, but you know they're obviously small. They'll come up here, but they'll be ready. Coach Conley does a tremendous job with those guys. They're very disciplined and very good at what they do offensively and defensively. And my hat's off to him for. You know, they were 2-5 at one point in the year, and they've won their last 3 to make the playoffs. So their playoffs started 3 weeks ago. We're going to be challenged this week, but you know, hopefully we'll get that home field advantage. And we've played well at home this year.
Right.
And if we come out, we just execute the way that I know we can offensively and not help them any as far as turning the football over. And just play assignment football on defense and make the one-on-one tackles. The thing about the option game is it forces the defense to make a lot of one-on-one tackles. And that's something we're going to have to make sure we do.
Now, Coach, one more question. You know, and I've been thinking about this all week long. Would you say the biggest change when you took over 3 years ago? And I hate to keep going back to 3 years ago, but would you say the biggest change that you guys have made up here in Campbell County is the attitude?
Yeah, I think it's just a mindset. You know, when you change a culture, it all has to start with the mindset. You can change the visual stuff a lot easier than you can the mental part of it.
Right.
And our kids, you know, first our coaching staff have done a great job developing relationships with our kids.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what motivates them, putting them in the best position possible to be successful. But then it's about those kids understanding how things are going to be doing and playing up to the standard that we're trying to create. And you know, so I think that's the big thing. Is just the mindset of our kids are very confident when they go play that they're going to come away with a win.
And then, you know, not only you don't set those standards, but they set them standards on themselves, don't they?
Yeah, and it
And
goes
you
back
taught
to
them to do
right.
that.
And we talked early on. We were kind of coach-led. And you want your team to be player-led, and you know, at times our coaches still got to lead our guys, and we always will. But we got a group of seniors right now that kind of set the tone every day of practice. They're the first ones down there. They're ready to stretch and get going, and that trickles down all the way down to your freshman class who get to see those guys, and then you see them perform on the field and be so successful there, and it shows that the hard work pays off, and there's a strong correlation how much they invest, how much they get out of it.
All righty. So now, we're all set to go Friday night as the Cougars play Gibbs. Everybody's ready to go.
There you go.
We need the fans there, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to close right now. Fans, we want to remind you the special kickoff is at 7 p.m. instead of 7:30, so get there early, get a good seat, or get a good spot on the fence, whichever, at El Hope Dawson Stadium. For Coach Price, I'm David Graham. Enjoy the game.